I competed in Clash Royale League, Clash Royale's official esports, where we play against the best players in the world at a chance of winning thousands of dollars. To qualify, we had to finish top 1000 on Path of Legends last season. You can see I got over 3000 medals and that placed me in the top 1000. Now we're on to stage 2, where we have to play 10 games of Clash Royale. Each game is a best of 3 and we have to play with duels, meaning you are not allowed to repeat cards. So if I use the Void spell in game 1, that means I'm not allowed to use the Void spell in games 2 or 3. The same goes for evolutions. If I use the Evo Knight in game 1, I'm not allowed to use the Evo Knight or the normal Knight in games 2 or 3. Here are the decks I'm using and feel free to copy them for Clan Wars. Deck 1 is a Lava Loon deck with the Void spell. A very easy to play deck, very aggressive, and Lava Hound is one of my most comfortable decks. Deck 2 is a P.E.K.K.A bridge spam deck, using the brand new Evo Wizard, a very standard deck that pretty much works in every single meta. Deck 3 is a Goblin Drill deck. Goblin Drill is one of the best cards in the game, very solid defense with the Evo Tesla and the Evo Firecracker. And then our fourth and final deck is this Giant Beatdown deck. I actually finished top 1000 with Giant Beatdown, so it's a very comfortable deck. So we get the invite to play our first game, and of course we accept it. Okay, into a game, and as you can guess, I'm not live comment. The reason why is because I'm tryharding in this tournament. I'm playing against the best players in the world, so I need my full concentration on the game. We start off very slowly by cycling a log. He also cycles a log and an ice spirit. Then he goes for a drill onto my tower, which I defend with my Firecracker monk. This is going to be a drill mirror matchup, and we go for a counter push here using my Firecracker and my monk for support. He sets up a very good defensive Tesla, being able to activate his king tower, and my monk also gets deleted, which isn't ideal. There's obviously a counter push coming towards me. We set up a defensive Tesla trying to activate my king tower, but I actually failed the activation, which is very bad. Not the best start to this game, but that's okay. We now know it's going to be a mirror matchup, and I'm feeling confident because I just think I'm a better player. Anyway, he goes for a drill onto my tower once again, being very aggressive. We defend with an Ice Spirit Guards combo, and he does log away my Guard Shield. That's absolutely fine. We go for a Firecracker at the back, trying to cycle closer to my Evo Firecracker, and we go for a drill onto the side of his tower, trying to predict that Tesla. We didn't want to give him a free defensive Tesla. We could completely ignore that Firecracker opposite lane, and we go for a Tesla here to defend that Mighty Miner. Again, we're at a reset point. This happens a lot where we're just trying to build back up to 10 elixir before we play a card. We go for a monk at the back. He goes for another drill onto my tower. And this is pretty much what happens the entire game. We just drill onto each other's tower because that's how you play drill. Very skillful, I know. Anyway, Monk's about to cross the bridge here. We are going to activate the ability. Ability going to reflect the Dagger Duchess and give me a bit of extra damage. We also go for an aggressive poison there to obviously help take out the Evo Tesla and the guards. He then has a counter push coming towards me. We go for an Evo Tesla ourselves, and this time we do activate our King Tower against that Evo Firecracker. We're starting to play a lot better, and at this point in the game we do have the damage lead, which is very good for us. We go for a drill onto his tower. He goes for a Tesla, so we instantly Evo Firecracker at the bridge, knowing it will hit the Tesla and splash onto the tower, doing a lot of damage. Once again he drills onto my tower. We deflect the Firecracker with a monk, and we counter that drill very easily. He also went very aggressive there with a poison. So I was waiting for his Tesla to expire, and then we go for another drill Firecracker combo at the bridge here. He's predicting me at this point. I'm doing the same plays over and over again, so it's very easy to predict. Anyway, we do defend very easily, and once again he drills onto my tower. I know, the exciting high-level play you guys are all loving, but we do go for another drill onto his tower, and this time I try and predict his Tesla with a poison. If I can't get drill damage, I'm going to get poison chip damage. It's like a second win condition. Anyway, he goes for a Mighty Miner at the bridge. We set up a Tesla, we set up a monk, and we do log away that Goblin Bow. Once again, a pretty solid defense, and once again, we go for a drill onto his tower. This time round the side, predicting his Tesla in the middle. He tried to predict my Firecracker with that Ice Spirit, didn't quite work out, and again we get some poison chip damage. Right now we're just in a cycle, we're doing the same thing over and over again, a very easy defense on that Firecracker, and we cycle a Firecracker at the back for this next drill. Going to also log here to take out the drill. Monk at the bridge, obviously going to reflect some of the dagger duchesses, daggers, and we are going to also go for a poison on the guards and that Firecracker, doing some big damage. Goblins take out the guards, doing even more damage, and at this point this guy is desperate. We tried to predict the Firecracker there, but he prediction logged me. Firecracker gets taken out, we go for a Firecracker of ourselves, and at this point we are trying to wrap this game up. Firecracker didn't quite hit the tower, but the Goblins will finish up this game and get us a 1-0 victory. I'm going to be honest, drill mirror matchups, they're not that fun, so remember it's a best of 3, so we have to play this guy again. If I win one more time, I win the set. If he wins, it goes to a round 3. Because we just used that drill cycle deck, I'm not allowed to use any of those 8 cards anymore, so we are going to switch to this giant Beatdown deck. Again, is a deck I feel very comfortable with. We get the invite and we accept it. Into a game, and once again, we're not going to be aggressive with a giant at the back. We're going to go for a knight at the back. Get closer to my Evo knight. That's normally pretty good. He does go for a little prince here, and I tried to lightning the bomber and the little prince. It didn't quite work out, but that's a-okay. I knew he was going to get very aggressive right now because I just wasted a lightning. He's up a little bit of elixir, but I have a lot of good defensive cards. He goes all in here with a Royal Ghost Giant at the bridge and a Phoenix to help out. We obviously go for an ability, and he does go Evo Bomber at the bridge, which I tried to catch with my own bomber, but unfortunately the Phoenix explosion made it so my bomber got taken out by his bomber. So unlucky interactions there. He takes a pretty big damage lead. Not the best start, but we're going to bounce back. Obviously we go for a knight at the bridge to protect this Phoenix, and he does go for a little prince and an ability. Absolutely fine. We're going to let our Dagger Duchess take care of the Guardian, and as you can guess, it's a giant mirror matchup. So we go for a giant at the back. We are switching lanes. I do not want to go down the same lane as this guy because he would just counter push into me. And my surprise when he whipped out a P.E.K.K.A. This matchup is already hard. I'm already at a damage disadvantage, and then he whips out a P.E.K.K.A. I was in disbelief. Anyway, we do go for a Fisherman here though to pull the P.E.K.K.A. away from my Giant. Go for an Evo Bomber as well to help out. Forced out some arrows, and my Giant did a little bit of damage to his tower. We go for a little prince here at the bridge and an Evo Knight trying to protect the Phoenix egg, but unfortunately his Phoenix explosion knocks my Evo Knight back across the bridge, letting the tower hit the egg. We do still have a pretty solid counter push with the Evo Knight and the little prince. We go for a lightning on his little prince. My little prince charged up on the tower. We go for arrows there to take out the bomber, and we do take his entire tower. Really good pressure from me. We also take out the Royal Ghost, and just like that, we are back in this game. Not an easy matchup whatsoever. Some really good plays from me, and here we do go for a Fisherman here. He goes for an Evo Zap though to completely stun the Fisherman. We do try and take out the Phoenix egg as well with my Knight, but he does take my tower. That's absolutely fine. That was expected. That tower was kind of low, and he didn't have to do too much to get it. Anyway, we go for a giant Evo Bomber here. Evo Bomber hitting the tower, getting those double shots, which is beautiful, and some big damage. Once again, we lightning away that P.E.K.K.A. and the little prince. Really good. I'm spamming the ability right now because we want that Guardian on the field just to help out, take out the egg and that Phoenix. And now we're going to chill. A big part of this deck is knowing when to pressure and when to chill. Right then, it was not good to keep spamming, so we chilled. We go for a bomber here on defense to obviously help out against that Royal Ghost. He goes for a giant at the back, so we are going for a knight. He then wastes the little prince, so we go for a giant here, and then we predict the P.E.K.K.A. with a fisherman. He zap reset my Fisherman, that's absolutely fine. We do drag it away though. His giant's getting absolutely melted. My giant also got deleted. And that's a-okay. We just reset with a little prince at the back. He also goes for a Royal Ghost Giant bomber in the pocket. He's going all in right now, which is kind of scary. We do go for an Evo Bomber of our own and a Fisherman just to pull everything away. Pretty good stuff. We go for a Giant in the pocket. Honestly, a bad Giant in hindsight, but I just wanted to get a little bit of damage on his tower and pressure him. Anyway, P.E.K.K.A. coming towards me now. Little Prince is still there. Going to help take out the P.E.K.K.A. a little bit, but not take it out fully. And this guy is setting up another big push down this left lane. Another bad lightning. I missed the Royal Ghost. And then he goes for a P.E.K.K.A. Slam in the pocket and a Bomber. Here I misclicked. I accidentally played a Little Prince when I was meant to play Arrows, which is just terrible. And then P.E.K.K.A. on my King Tower as well. We have to block with a Knight, otherwise we're going to get 3 crowned. It's all going a bit pear-shaped right now, and this game makes me extremely nervous. At the time, I was so worried I was going to lose. We go for another Giant in the pocket. We go for a Lightning here to stun the Giant. We go for arrows on the tower, and he messes up his Evo Bomber, and we managed to win on tiebreak just. A very close game. Definitely not my matchup, but we came back and we won. I didn't play perfect, but we did get the 2-0. Okay, so we are going to face another opponent here, showing you guys more of these high-level games. And for our first deck, we are playing this Lava Hound deck. A deck I'm very comfortable with. And just look at this guy's badges. He's a very good player. We obviously say good luck to each other. And first play, we do cycle a Zap onto his tower, obviously trying to get closer to the Evo Zap. He goes for a Mortar, which I just Void Spell instantly, taking that off the board as fast as possible. Lava Hound versus Mortar. I like this matchup. It's a good matchup for me, so I'm feeling very confident. We go for a Lava Hound at the back, knowing he can't really punish us. And he does go for a Monk at the back, and that's absolutely fine. Obviously, we are going to play the Inferno Dragon here, and he goes for a Minion Horde, which I really was not expecting, but the Skeleton Dragons here should be able to clear everything up along with a Zap. And really, I'm just hoping to get a little bit of damage right now, and we do get one little hit with that Skeleton Dragon. Dagger Duchess has almost no daggers. I'm thinking about a Balloon at the bridge right now, obviously waiting to get to 10 Elixir, and then we do go for the Balloon at the bridge. He goes for a Mortar, that's absolutely fine. Once again, we just Void that. And I know the Balloon plus the Void is going to take out the Mortar very easily. The Dagger Duchess does melt the Balloon, that's absolutely fine. And he does go for a Monk at the back. Once again, we just go Inferno Dragon at the back. A Monk cannot reflect the Inferno Dragon beam, so it's a very good, powerful card against it. He does use the ability, trying to get a little bit of chip damage, that's absolutely fine. And I do go for Barbarians here on these guards. Again, getting closer to my Evo Barbarians is a very important step. Anyway, here we are hovering the Evo Zap because I knew he was going to play a Minion Horde. Was not expecting the Mother Witch though. And I didn't Evo Zap her. The Inferno Dragon is actually going to take out that Mother Witch very easily. We have to defend this Evo Mortar. That Evo Mortar's scary. And here's something very important is I didn't Void. I went to go and Void it, but I decided not to. I needed to save my Elixir here and go for this Evo Zap. Really important play. We do lose the tower, but that's fine. We have such a big counter push here that I'm just going to take his tower instantly. He doesn't have Minion Horde in cycle. He tried to Void predict me there. Didn't work out. I waited. So we go for a Void late on that Mother Witch, and we do take her out. And we are going to take this entire tower and just tower trade him. We have a big counter push still, so we go for a Lava Hound in the pocket. He goes for a Minion Horde, so we go for Skeleton Dragon Zap. And once again, he does go for a Mother Witch. The Mother Witch isn't the best air answer, so we are going to get a ton of damage here with the Lava Hound. Good Monk ability reflecting the Lava Pup. Mother Witch getting a ton of piggies. And we have to now defend this Mortar, which we go for a Void. Obviously hitting the Mother Witch and the Mortar, that's absolutely fine. We do take both of them out with a Zap. And these guards on my tower are a little bit annoying, but we once again take them out. And I know this is my matchup, so I'm not too worried. Even though we're down a little bit of damage right now, that's okay. Once again, we go for a Tombstone. He has a pretty big counter push coming towards me. We do go for a Void here, once again on the Mortar Mother Witch. Trying to take those out, and then we go for Evo Barbarians here, just to take care of everything else. Very easy. We go for a Lava Hound, trying to protect this Inferno Dragon, and we can Evo Zap away those minions. Very good for us. Obviously, now he only has a Mother Witch to defend, so I know if I Void it off the board, he's going to be in trouble and have absolutely no air answers. Once again, he goes for an Evo Mortar. We set up the Tombstone, doing that just to distract the Mortar so it doesn't hit my tower. Balloon Inferno Dragon on the tower right now, doing a little bit of damage. Didn't quite take the tower, but that's okay. He does go for a Monk in the pocket, trying to protect this Minion Horde. We go for Barbs. Skeleton Dragons take out the Minion Horde. We go for a Lava Hound in the pocket. He doesn't have minion horde right now. He's cycling to it, but he's a few cards away, and now he's low on elixir. We go for a balloon here. Skeleton dragons are still there, so we still cannot minion horde, and this balloon is actually going to win me the game. A very good first game there. We had a clear matchup advantage, and the most important thing was cycling to the Evo Zap so I could Evo Zap his minion horde. Now, a question I get asked a lot in my comment section is, hey OOfro, why do you not play competitive? Why do you not do this more often? And I'm about to show you why. So right now we are 1-0 against this guy. Obviously we cannot use the same deck, we have to switch. And in my head, I'm debating whether I use this drill deck or this giant beatdown deck. And very quickly, I want you guys to pick a deck. If you were me in this situation, which deck would you pick? I'll give you a little bit of time to think about it, look at both of the decks. I went with the giant beatdown deck. If you picked the giant beatdown deck, congrats, that was the wrong choice. And this is why I do not play competitive. Because if you would have picked the drill deck, you would have hard countered this matchup, and you would have just won 2-0 very easily. First play, he goes Wall Breakers at the back, and then he goes Goblin Gang at the bridge. We play a Fisherman there just so the Dagger Duchess can take out the Wall Breaker, and then he goes for a Skeleton Bow, which we ability away. Now, this guy is a pure spam deck, and the reason why this stops me from playing competitive is because it's very annoying how this game is matched up based. On ladder, if you get hard countered, it's like, okay, yeah, I got hard countered, big deal. I lose some trophies, we go next. But when you're playing competitive and you're playing for money on the line, having a bad matchup and losing or winning based on your matchup is very frustrating and tilting. If I picked the drill deck, I would have had Log, Poison, a Fast Cycle, Firecracker, Evo Tesla. This guy would have got demolished. But instead, we're using this deck where my only small spell is arrows and I have a heavier cycle. Anyway, we go for a giant here at the bridge. Go for an Evo Bomber as well. Just trying to connect to the tower, get some easy shots. He goes for an ability that is absolutely fine. We have the Little Prince here and use the ability to take out all these Evo recruits. He also goes for Evo Wall Breakers here, which I have to arrows away. And then he goes for a Skeleton Bow, which I have to Evo Knight. My Dagger Duchess right now is out of daggers, so we just have to defend the tower. He then goes Goblin Gang at the back. We obviously bomber that away, and we do for a Phoenix at the back. But once again, he just spams me at the bridge here with a Skeleton Bow. Mighty Miner ability opposite lane, so he's going to melt my Giant. And he does poison my Little Prince, which is very annoying. So we go for a Fisherman here, obviously just trying to clear up everything. We also have to go for arrows and a bomber and a Little Prince ability. Again, just trying to defend both lanes because this guy's doing really good double lane pressure right now, which this deck struggles with a lot, as you're seeing. He gets a big damage lead on me, and at this point in the game, I'm there thinking to myself, okay, I need to build up a massive push. The only way I'm going to win this is by building up a big enough push to overwhelm this guy and hopefully just win that way. He goes for Wall Breakers, recruits at the bridge. Once again, very skillful. He's protecting that Dark Goblin very well, so we have to go for a Evo Knight on it. And this is my opportunity. This is my big chance to go all in and try and win. No Mighty Miner in cycle. We have a little bit of a counter push here, and I'm just one poison away from losing. So I go for a Giant at the bridge here, going very aggressive. I completely ignore those Evo Wall Breakers, and I have to defend this Skeleton Bow, or I'm going to lose. He goes for a poison on my weak tower, and this game got super close. A bit more time and I would have won, but unfortunately we lost. And straight after this game, I look at this drill deck and I'm just there thinking to myself, if only I used this deck. If I used this deck, I would have hard countered and just won the set 2-0. It is the most frustrating thing about this game, how a deck choice can literally lose you a matchup. And that's the reason why I don't play comp, because to me that's not fun. Anyway, it's now 1-1. We go to a game 3, and honestly, I'm not going to show you this match because at this point I'm tilted. I lost, and we end up losing this set 2-1. Let's see how OOfro did overall. So to qualify to the next stage, you had to finish top 32. Top 32, you had to get a score of 7 and 3. OOfro got a score of 5 and 5. Honestly, not too bad. That puts us around the top 200 mark, which is very impressive. Being top 200 in the entire world is crazy. As well, I feel like I could have done better. I'm seeing mistakes in my own gameplay by watching this back, and that last game I just showed you, a better matchup and I beat that guy. Then I'm 6-4, one more good game, 7-3, I'm there. But hey, I really hope you guys enjoyed. I did this mostly just for fun and the content, so if you did enjoy it, make sure to leave a like, because that lets me know you guys want to see more high level gameplay.